They called themselves divine, chosen by fate, from marble halls to endless plains. The great empires of history all chased the same illusion: power without end. The Roman Empire, led by Augustus, the first true emperor of Rome. The Mongol Empire, led by Genghis Khan. From the vast plains of Central Asia, he created a force unlike anything the world had seen. And then there's me, a man whose story is yet to be told. Until now. Welcome to the world of Schedule 1. Everything here runs on drugs, power, and money. And I'm here to build an empire, tear the cartel apart, and take everything they thought was theirs. But first, we start small. Every empire is born in a dump like this: a half-dead RV, a few sketchy plants, and an uncle who looks like he's been awake since the Cold War. Time to clean up the product and see what kind of trouble he's got lined up for me. Sell the plants, pick up a package. Nelson makes it sound easy. That's how every side hustle starts, right? One day you're moving product, next thing you know you're a Netflix documentary. Either way, I grabbed the keys and headed into town. Once I hit town, I made a few deals. Nothing major, just enough to get noticed. And then some random guy told me to find a woman named Chelsea. But when I did, I don't know what came over me. I instantly started bullying her outfit like it personally offended me.
You gotta change the fit, my dog.
Then I gave her a free sample. Because nothing says trust me like free drugs.
You better say that shit's gas.
With everything wrapped up in town, I went to grab Nelson's package. And of course, it couldn't be simple. The guy hadn't paid his suppliers, and they were about as chill as a collections agency.
Huh?
I talked my way out of it and got back to the RV before my face ended up on a milk carton. Once I got back, I planted a couple crops and went to bed feeling unstoppable. King of the Dirt Empire.
It's green. It was made for this. And I was made for this.
Then came the sirens. Red and blue flashing through the window. I didn't even think, I just ran. Too bad I also left behind, well, let's just say something the cops might enjoy finding.
Go. We just left Uncle Nelson. Nelson, no.
During my escape, I stumbled into a small town called Highland Point. Quiet, peaceful. It felt like the kind of place no one would notice an empire growing. At least, not right away. So I pulled off into the woods, set up camp, and decided this is where it all really begins. My plan? Head into town and figure out who runs the place, and then take it from them. I walk into town, and out of nowhere a payphone starts ringing, which is crazy because I thought those things died with Blockbuster. I answer it, and it's Nelson calling from prison like it's casual. He said he used to live here and hid money around town, so apparently, I'm hunting drug money for a guy who can't even pay for his own phone call. I wasn't mad about the job. Cash is cash and I needed it. One from the canal, another behind the supermarket, and the last from the town hall fountain. But the second I reached the final dead drop...
What the fuck? What just happened? What was that?
Yup, that was an explosion, and even though I couldn't see it, I had a damn good guess what just blew up.
No! Why?
After spending a minute debating whether or not to reenact that scene from Bird Box, I eventually started to calm down when I noticed a note attached to a blown-off piece of my RV.
If we encroached on someone's territory, I'm gonna be pissed, because I haven't even done anything yet! How do you know me? I haven't done anything yet! No, bro.
Now that I was broke, homeless, and drugless, it felt like my empire was off to a hell of a rocky start. And the call I got from Uncle Nelson did not help my mood.
Real fucking helpful, man.
On the call, he kept harping about staying low-key. Like an RV in the woods for 2 hours wasn't already low-key. Nelson also explained that this area is controlled by a cartel called the Benzies. But before I could deal with them, I had to solve the whole being homeless problem. So I shot over to the motel, rented a room, and entered for the first time with high spirits.
You know what? For 7... Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here real quick.
And entered for the first time with high spirits.
Hey, welcome to the new crib. What's up? Who the fuck? What the fuck?
My next step was to head down to Dan's Hardware to pick up some growing supplies. A grow tent, some soil, and a few tools to help me collect and maintain my plants. On the way out, Dan stopped me to ask a couple questions, and clearly had an idea of what I was up to.
I work in agriculture.
but showed his support by slipping me a bottle of Speed Grow as I left.
You're the GOAT. I love you, Dan. Give me a kiss. Actually, let's not do that. I want to keep our relationship professional.
With my new supplies, I could finally slap down my first, and definitely worst farm. But hey, you gotta start somewhere. I set up my grow tent, poured in some soil and water, and then realized I had nothing to grow. That's when I got another call from Uncle Nelson, who set me up with a seed supplier named Albert Hoover. Obviously, I ordered as many seeds as I could, then stood there waiting for the dead drop to arrive like a socially awkward 5th grader at a school dance. An important thing to point out about Schedule 1 is the nightly curfew at 9 p.m. If you're seen outside after that, well, this happens. Luckily, the meter at the top of the screen starts winding down quickly, so getting spotted is easy, but getting away can be too. At least, this time. Eventually, I made it to the drop, grabbed the seeds, and headed home. I planted one, gave it some water, and went straight to bed so I could hit the hardware store again in the morning. By the time I woke up, my plant was already done, so I got straight to harvesting, 8 fresh buds and nowhere to put them. So back to Dan's I went for more growing supplies.
Soil. Give me 2 of those.
And a packaging station.
A packaging station?
This thing's essential. It's where you take your harvested product and package it into sellable bags for customers.
Get in the bag. What Pam?
If it's not packaged, you can't sell it. Period. So I set it up at home, planted another seed, and started running my own little production line. Everything was coming together. Product packaged, plants thriving, and the operation finally moving. I put my goods up for sale and hit the road to meet my first buyer, a guy named Kyle.
Kyle, what's up, dog? You look like a Kyle.
Now, for anyone who hasn't played Schedule 1, here's how the deal system actually works. On your in-game phone, customers send you their orders through the messaging page. From there, you've got 3 options: accept the deal, decline it, or send a counter offer. And the counter isn't just about price. You can even swap the product. So if you're out of the requested product, you can offer something else instead of just declining the deal. With my first deal in town under my belt, I grabbed another grow tent to double my output and decided it was time to begin the grind. Grow, harvest, package, sell, and repeat. But after only a couple of deals, I got another call from Uncle Nelson explaining that I could get a better place, fittingly titled The Sweatshop. But before I could rent it out, I needed more money. So let's sell some drugs. Since we just started our journey, not many people know our name or our product yet. I can't sell to everyone right away, and that's because each area in Schedule 1 has its own set of potential buyers. You can't sell to them until the area is unlocked. Once an area is open, you can turn people into customers by giving them a free sample that meets their standards. And trust me, those standards get higher with each new area. To unlock new areas, you need to lower something called cartel influence. I'll get into that more later, but for now, all you need to know is the lower that number gets, the better you're doing in that area. Hit 300, and a new area opens, along with more customers to sell to. There are plenty of ways to lower reputation, but for now, the only one that really matters is unlocking new customers.
Let's go! Oh my god! Your influence is gone!
With that in mind, I headed out to grab a few new customers.
You know you like that shit. Don't lie to me. Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey! Yeah, baby. What's good, shorty?
But not without a little rejection.
Fuck!
And by the time I wrapped up, I could finally afford the sweatshop. I rented the place right away.
Ooh. Ooh! Hold on, this is very nice.
And made a few more deals before finally moving in.
Well, I might be out of Ziplocs, but I'm not out of dreams.
New crib, more plants, more customers. The Empire was starting to look like less of a side hustle and more like an actual business. After a few more deals, I ran into Ludwig Meyer. Usually just another buyer, but this time he had a lead. He told me about a guy named Benji who could move my product for me. I give him the goods, he sells them, and I come back later for the payout.
Where my money at? Oh, damn, alright.
He takes a cut, sure, but honestly, if that means I get to do less work and make more money, that's a trade I'm willing to make every time. But before I could go chat with Benji, I managed to unlock a few new and actually useful tools. First, the electric plant trimmers. Same thing as the regular ones, just saves me a bit of time and effort. Then there's the pot sprinkler. Absolute lifesaver. Instead of running around with a watering can, I just flip a switch and the plants water themselves. But the real game changer was the mixing station. This is where things started getting creative. It lets me mix my product with additives, and when I say you can mix anything, I mean anything. From Adderall to donuts to gasoline, each combo creates new products with different effects. Cause who doesn't want to smoke weed that makes you burst into flames?
Oh.
Obviously, I ran straight to the store. Picked up a third grow tent, some sprinklers, soil, and completely forgot the trimmers. Pretty sure I forgot something else too.
I don't have any seeds. Oh my god, I did drop.
With all that done, I ran off to meet Benji and get him on the team. He wanted a $500 signing fee for selling drugs. But honestly, after everything I've spent so far, what's a few hundred more? I paid him, tossed him some product, and sat back to rake in that sweet, totally legitimate passive income while I did whatever this is.
Put the green in the bag and throw it to the side. I said put the green in the bag and throw it to the side. Put the green in the bag and throw it to the side. Take that green, put it in the bag and throw it to the side. Take that green, drop it in the bag. Seal the bag and toss it. There we go.
Once I got back on track, I noticed a new mission telling me to buy a mixing station. So obviously, I ran straight to the hardware store, grabbed one, slapped it down in the crib, and was immediately sent off to the gas station for ingredients. 10 Tylenol and a single banana. And that banana was just the beginning of something much bigger. And pretty stupid.
Get the bananas, Jesse. What the fuck is wrong with me?
In they went. 1 gram of OG Kush and a single banana. I pushed start, and out came the product that would shape my empire.
Let's see what happens. I'm sorry, does that say gingeritis? Banan. Why is it telling me that's a good product? Do I need more bananas?
Obviously I did. So I ran back to the gas station and grabbed more bananas. Then hit a few important spots around town to finish a mission. First stop, the car dealer.
Sir, I know it looks like my pockets are full of bananas, but you're gonna have to trust me.
Unsurprisingly, he sells vehicles. So we'll be back when we have some cash to burn. Next, the mechanic. He paints cars and will tow you out if you somehow get stuck. And finally, the real estate agent. Nice guy if you judge people by their mottos. He's actually huge for us. Not only does he sell properties, he sells businesses too. Now you might be asking, Lynx, what does a thriving drug dealer like yourself need a legitimate business for? Well, my very handsome viewer, here's the thing. Schedule One has a bank account system. Most bigger stores, the hardware store, the gas station, the car dealer, the real estate agent, only accept bank transfers. Cash doesn't cut it. Sure, you can use the ATM, but it caps deposits at $10,000 per week. That sounds like a lot until you remember how fast we're spending. The workaround is owning a legit business. You can launder money through the daily cash flow. Money gets cleaned and appears in your bank after 24 hours. Different businesses launder at different rates. The laundromat is the weakest at $2,000 per day, while taco ticklers can push up to $8,000 per day. Stack a few businesses and you can clear some serious cash, but they don't come cheap. With that explained, it was time to start filling up that bank account. So I lost my mind for a moment.
Let me chop up some of that. Let me get some of that. I can't turn it all into banana though. Or can I?
And then started cooking up banana until my first order came through.
Oh, 4 banana. Yes! She likes the banana. Let's go.
I said hi to a crackhead.
What are you wearing? Who is this man?
Met my new favorite customer.
Here's your banana, shorty.
And got chased by the cops on my way home.
Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.
With the new product, I figured it was time for some new customers too. So I headed out, banana in hand, ready to increase this town's potassium level 1 nug at a time.
Yes, sir, baby. I'm cooking. I hear you have a potential to like banana. Say that. Is it you? Schizophrenic, lethal, seizure-inducing. You need help. What is wrong with you? Oh, never mind. You're good with me. You're a customer. Don't worry about it.
All of a sudden, it felt like everyone in town was hooked on my new product, and I quickly found out why.
I like how bananas make it 27% more addictive.
Who knew you could get addicted to bananas? Not that I'm complaining. More orders meant more money, and for now I could still keep up with the demand.
It don't matter how you do it, it just matters that you ball, you feel me?
While making deals, I eventually wrapped up the mission to collect 10 grand from sales. That unlocked another call from Nelson on the payphone, where he told me about a warehouse hidden in town, apparently stocked with supplies for the harder stuff. I wasn't ready to upgrade yet, but I had to check it out. So I walked up, knocked on the door, and got completely violated by the doorman telling me he didn't know who I was. Clearly, I needed to build some respect. So back to the grind I went.
Let's go. Oh, she loves the banana. Definitely not addiction. It's all love. Her hair just changed. Her hair... Shorty, your hair just changed color. Is this what Bananas doing to these streets, bro?
After a bit more grinding, I went to bed and was met with an extremely useful new item unlocked. And I could finally enter the warehouse. So of course, I had to go check it out. While waiting for the warehouse to open, I stopped by the store to grab some supplies.
I would like 100 bananas, please. They must be so confused in that store why a guy comes in every day and buys like 40 plus bananas.
Made a few deals.
Have I got 2 banan? Shit, I'm about to.
And picked up the upgraded packaging station. The biggest difference between this one and the regular version is speed. Instead of picking up each nug one by one, it's a one-button job. But somehow, I still needed moral support.
I fucked up. Good start.
Eventually, the warehouse opened, and I ran straight in. The first person I met inside was Oscar.
Smell nice? Thanks.
Weird dude, but he sells some very useful stuff. First off, all the supplies you need to start cooking meth. Then I headed over to Stan. As you can tell from his setup, he's the weapons guy. Lastly, upstairs is Manny, the guy you hire new employees from. This place is pretty much stacked with things I'll explain later when we actually get to them, but for now it was time to lock in and start grinding for real. Plant, harvest, mix, sell, repeat. So I went out to meet up with Albert, grabbed some seeds and began. After gaining a few new customers,
Hey. Nice. That's one. Okay. I'm cooking.
accidentally assaulting a random woman,
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that.
and having Dan close his store in my face.
Hello? No! You can't be serious. Wow.
I was told by a customer that there was a woman named Molly who was looking for work as a dealer.
Yes! You were the person I was looking for. You're the GOAT.
Obviously, I sprinted straight to her front door and handed over $1,000. Once again, to sell drugs. But it was worth it, because now I could focus on cooking up product instead of running door to door like a drugged up mailman. Things really started to pick up for us now. Next thing I knew, I had unlocked the mixing station Mark II. And honestly, it's a game changer. It basically takes all the work out of mixing. No more lifting everything in one by one. Now you just toss the ingredients into the menu, hit go, and boom, instant chaos.
Oh. That just goes ham, alright.
Unfortunately, the warehouse still wasn't open until nighttime, so I just killed time screwing around until I could finally grab my new toy.
Oh! I flipped the cup.
Eventually it opened up, so I ran in, grabbed my new mixer, slapped it down at home, and the next morning I sprinted straight back out to buy the laundromat, our first business, and finally a way to get some actual cash flowing into my bank account. The next night I unlocked another item I'd be using a lot.
A fucking machete? Okay.
Then went back to the realtor and picked up a new property, the storage unit. My brilliant plan? Turn it into a fully automated grow operation. All I had to do was figure out how the employee system worked, which went about as well as you'd expect.
Pause, but like this shit's kind of big.
To start my new farm operation, I needed supplies, so I hit the warehouse. Plant pots, grow lights, the essentials. Then met up with Albert again to grab a bunch of seeds. After that, I went back to the warehouse to hire a botanist. Botanists can plant, maintain, and harvest your crops all on their own. As long as they've got a steady supply of what they need, they'll keep things growing. My plan was simple: stalk her workplace, disappear for a day or two, and come back to a room full of product. But before I show you how that went, let me explain the employee system. When you hire your first one, you get a clipboard. And trust me, this thing runs your entire operation. The clipboard targets whatever you're looking at. For example, a botanist. And you've got to set up a few things to make them work. First, assign them to a bed or storage locker. Though we can forget about the locker, because I genuinely thought those were just trash storage boxes until way later. Then assign them to a supply shelf. Pretty self-explanatory. And finally, assign them to each workstation they'll be handling. In this case, all the plants. Once that's done, you take the clipboard to each plant and assign where the harvested product should go. And just like that, you've got glorious automation. Or at least you should. But the farm ended up looking like this: 4 pots, 3 grow tents, a bed by the door, and 2 shelves. Very simple setup, but still doesn't really work. Sure, it produces some product, but only 2 or 3 of the plants actually get harvested. For one, The botanist doesn't need the soil pourers or pot sprinklers I put down. They've already got their own tools. Plus, those things actually block the path to half the plants, to the point where I've actually caught her watering them through the wall outside. So here's what should be happening. My botanist goes inside, grabs supplies from here, and then goes to each pot to plant, water, and harvest. After that, she drops the finished product off on this shelf here. And that's it. Sounds extremely simple, I know. But it took me at least 2 more farm setups to finally get it right. With the farm finally sort of working, I could forget about it until next time I needed to stock up or grab the product. So I took off to screw around for a bit.
Are you good? Hey, hit that shit. Hit that shit. Their burrito killed my nan.
Then picked up everything I needed to start making meth. Ordered some low quality psychedelics, cause that's all I had access to right now. Stopped by Oscar's to grab a chemistry station to make liquid meth, an oven to cook it into crystals, and the acid and phosphorus needed to complete the mix. Then I headed home to make my first batch. I poured in the acid, the psychedelics, and finally the phosphorus. Got them up to temperature and left them to sit. And then took the product out and tossed it in the oven. Once that batch was finished, I got to do the most satisfying thing in the whole game. With my new product in hand, I decided that after the success of my last creation, I couldn't just sell basic everyday meth. I had to create something better. And with the power of Viagra, it was possible.
Oh no, that's a hilarious idea. And so it begins.
Oh, and absolutely nothing else happened while I waited for it to mix.
You didn't see that. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. If you're a Lynx viewer, you didn't see that. If you enjoy my content and respect me as a human being, you didn't see that.
But once it was done, a beautiful new product deserved a beautiful name.
Ween Longer.
Sadly, I named it that instead. And then for some reason, I made more.
Wait, I can make more Ween Longerer. Actually, I don't know if I can, because I don't know if I have... I do! Ween Longerer.
Suddenly, my excitement was interrupted by a message from an unknown contact. They told me to meet them in the parking lot of Taco Ticklers. So obviously, I went to see what was going on. Once I got there, I met a man named Thomas, apparently the leader of the Benzies cartel. You know, the people who blew up my RV.
Why?
He made me an offer. If I can deliver a certain amount of product to their door once a week, they'd refrain from destroying my property. Sounds fine, right? Well, except for one tiny detail I may have skimmed over. Turns out, if I agreed to work with them, I wouldn't be allowed to expand into new areas, meaning I'd make literally no progress until I told them to piss off. And you might be thinking, oh Lynx, that won't take long to figure out. But if you've seen one of my videos before, you already know it's never that simple. The next morning, I woke up to a text from the cartel. They wanted product, 35 grams of green crack. And I don't even grow this stuff. I had 3 days to make it happen, and I didn't even have the supplies. So I ran to Dan's to get what I needed, grabbed some seeds from Albert, and set up another awful farm inside the motel. With all that set to harvest later, I ran off to purchase another business, the post office. Sounds special, I know, but it's really just another place to launder money. Not that I'm complaining. The more that hits the account, the more I can pour back into my empire, spend money to make money, and I sure as hell planned on making some. Over the next day or so, I kept growing and harvesting my green crack for the cartel, and while I waited for everything to finish, I tried to figure out what was wrong with my automated farm in the storage unit.
There's nothing for you to do right now. Are you sure?
Testing different things, punching women, nothing worked. So I finished growing my green crack, dropped it off, and somehow didn't notice I didn't get paid, which was completely my fault, and decided to rebuild the entire farm from scratch. So I headed back to the storage unit and redesigned the whole setup. This was the old layup, and this is the new one. As you can see, I pretty much just spaced the pots out a bit better so my botanist could reach more plants. Simple change, but hopefully it boosts the output. The next day, I finally listed my Ween Longer on the market and ran off to pick up some supplies.
Gonna get some bananas.
Then I unlocked a new customer.
Hey, we have our first Ween Longer customer.
Pretty efficient day if you ask me. The next morning, I woke up to another text from the cartel. 35 more green crack in 3 days to get it done. Little did they know, I'd been making extra since last time, so I was basically ready to drop it off already. So I stuffed my pockets with weed and bananas for some reason, and ran over to the mansion to make the delivery. Once again, I didn't get paid, and although I didn't know it yet, that part was still completely my fault.
So are they gonna give me money at some point? Because I haven't seen them pay me once.
So I did what Morgan Wallen would do.
Oh,
and then drop some bars.
what's going on with it all? I can't be stopped because I really ball. Now I'm walking with all my free shit. You can't stop this because I'm really lit. My goal is to blow up and act like I don't know nobody.
Eventually, I came back to my senses, bought the car wash to keep the money flowing, and decided to mess around with a couple new meth recipes. Purely for scientific purposes, of course.
Yeah, fuck it. Nap time. H2. Oh my god. Why did I even name it that? That has nothing to do with what it is.
And then I finally figured out how deliveries actually work. Turns out, it's extremely simple. Just open the delivery app, pick a store, type how many items you want, choose a location with a delivery bay, pay, and wait a few in-game hours. That's it. Once it arrived, I grabbed my stuff and sprinted off to buy the bungalow. Finally, a home with more than one room.
Well, obviously, we cook in the kitchen.
After moving into my new place, I went to check on the farm, just to make sure everything was running right.
Oh my god.
Luckily, it seemed to be doing fine. Then I went to drop off product for the cartel. And that's when I found out I'd been an idiot this whole time.
I haven't seen that before. Wait, so okay. I guess I just haven't been collecting the money from those before. Well, that's nice for me.
All of a sudden, I had almost 20 grand in the bank and decided to treat myself with a windowless white van. You know, to really get in that criminal mindset. Then I cooked up a new product worth way more money, and not long after that, my brain started malfunctioning again.
I'm already the bag man. I'm the banan man. Banan man. And toss that back to oh, yo, that landed on the fucking thing up here. Fill the shelves with Adderall. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Spicy Uncle. Did I spell it wrong? Uncle W. Oh, you're the guy trying out the Spicy Uncle. Tell me a sentence you thought you'd never say to somebody. So you're the guy trying out the Spicy Uncle, huh?
Eventually, I stumbled into the warehouse and learned about drying racks. Pretty simple tools. You hang up the product to dry, and over time the quality increases. So obviously, I bought a couple, hired a chemist to make meth at home, and started hanging up all my product. But while I was setting up the chemist, I made yet another stupid mistake. I forgot to set up the stations individually with the clipboard.
Oh.
So she had no idea what to make while I was standing there blaming her.
There's plenty for you to do.
Finally, I started questioning what I was even supposed to be doing.
My issue right now is I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing something or if I'm just supposed to be gaining XP right now.
And after a bit of digging, I found out that I needed to stop working with the cartel.
Oh. Fuck the cartel then.
And that isn't as simple as just saying goodbye. Because once you do, you're officially an enemy of the cartel. This changes a lot. It unlocks new ways to lower cartel influence. First, cartel dealers. Once per night at exactly midnight, cartel dealers will come out of their specific doors around the map, each in different areas.
Come outside. Come outside.
Taking one out lowers their influence in that region.
Bah, bah.
Next are ambushes.
Oh.
Every once in a while, a group of cartel members will attack you. They're armed, dangerous, and usually very angry. But if you manage to wipe them out, you'll remove a huge chunk of influence. And lastly, my personal favorite, graffiti. Once per level, you can find a spray can at the gas station. And every tag you paint lowers influence in that area.
Get fucked.
So with all that in mind and the very real threat of ambushes, I figured it'd be smart to pick up a weapon before finally parting ways with the cartel. Now I was ready for war. Revolver in hand, bulletproof vest strapped on, I hit the streets to make sure everyone in town knows who runs Highland Point. With all these cans of paint, I decided to really make my name known. I sprayed every wall I could find until I ran out, and it really gave the whole town a fresh new vibe.
Banan man.
With my dominance now asserted, it was time to grind. Make product, sell product, launder money, and kill dealers. That was all I thought about, aside from a few random things sprinkled in.
What am I giving people that's making them black? I just understood why it's called Tropic Thunder. Ain't no cell phones at 69, I'm heads are totally legitimate.
Eventually, I had enough cash to buy the last business, and another property Ray was selling. Taco ticklers for more laundering, and the Doc's warehouse. Obviously, I grabbed them right away and started moving my stuff into the warehouse. Finally, an open workspace, for the first time in the whole game. I also unlocked meetups with the pseudo dealer. So I grabbed a ton of high quality pseudo, set up a meth room in my new warehouse, and got ready to take out a dealer.
Well, after I get this whapam tonight.
Things escalated fast. I murdered a cop, unlocked a new area, and with a new area came new customers. So I ran off to pass out product and tighten my grip on the town.
Oh, I walked past that bitch. Hey, yo, shorty. You fuck off. Oh, never mind, you good. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Eventually, I met Brad, the dealer in my newly unlocked area. As usual, the signing bonus went up, but I hired him on the spot anyways. Threw some product into his hands, ran off, got profiled by cops.
What the fuck, bro? I was just standing here.
And kept breaking down the cartel dealer by dealer. I'm just making sure the cartel's losing members faster than I'm losing brain cells.
Hey, Molly, you want to see me kill somebody? What it is? Sit down.
After a ton of grinding, being assaulted by my own employee,
What the fuck? Molly's geeking.
and crashing my van,
The white van banana man, you feel me? Weave. Oh, I didn't weave.
I slapped down a bunch of drying racks in my house to improve the quality of my weed,
Trying to make this pot like my DMs, you feel me? Dry.
and experimented with different products.
Ghost Pepper Booty Destroyer 2.6. Gladiator Destroyer of the 15th realm of hell inside of the bus that is the magic school bus.
As I kept going, I discovered the power of energy drinks.
Oh, I'm fast as shit. Why are we going so fucking fast?
And honestly, I might have pulled off the cleanest move in the entire game so far, hiding almost an entire hotbar full of drugs from a cop.
There's no way I just pulled that off. I'm insane. Okay.
Soon after, I got my last kill in one of the areas, officially clearing the cartel from there.
No more influence. This is my town.
In my excitement, I may have accidentally hit a woman with my van,
I hope you're not dead.
tested a new drug on a crackhead,
What the fuck? What did you do?
unlocked a new weapon,
Block Bouse.
and decided it was time to focus on getting around more efficiently. First up was the golden skateboard. I actually bought it way earlier, but had no clue how it worked. Now that I figured it out and paired it with an energy drink, I finally discovered the true power of skating.
Woo! You guys like that drop in?
Then, I treated myself to a sports car with money I definitely should have been saving, and had a little fun drifting around town.
Drift? Oh! Oh shit. What did I do?
Now that I found myself doing random things just to stay entertained, I figured it was finally time to get serious again and upgrade my farm. This time, I actually knew what I was doing, so I picked up everything I needed. Lockers, storage racks, drying racks, a brick press, pots, and a few other growing supplies. Then I knocked out a quick graffiti run before setting up the farm. I've got 5 workers in total, 1 for each locker, a single handler who moves supplies and products around, and 4 botanists who handle the planting, growing, and drying. Now here's how the whole system works. It all starts with a delivery. I order fertilizer for better quality, soil to grow in, and seeds to plant. When the van arrives, the handler unloads everything onto these 3 shelves, this one here being the main supply shelf. When that shelf runs low, the handler restocks it from the others. Then the botanists grab their supplies, plant and grow the crops, and drop them off here at the drying racks. Once the product finishes drying, the handler swoops back in, collects it, and packages everything into neat 20-gram bricks, and then lays them out on this shelf here for me to pick up. Oh, and if you're wondering, yes, I did steal this design. With all that taken care of, it was time to run a few errands. I'd been clearing out the cartel one dealer at a time, so I figured it was about time to pick up a shotgun. A little extra protection never hurts. After that, I swung by the mechanic to give my ride some personality. Painted the van green to make it my official weed pickup van, and blacked out the sports car. Every drug lord needs that kind of style. Once I was geared up, I went out and handled another dealer. By this point, it was basically a nightly routine, and we were closing in on the last area. Then I checked in on the farm and saw the output was way higher than I expected. I needed something better to do with all this product, so I hit the lab and started experimenting. Mixing, testing, tweaking, until I finally created something legendary. I didn't stop there though. Once I started cooking, I couldn't stop. Every batch was a new experiment. every mix a potential masterpiece. Most of them turned out awful.
Crippled child.
A few were interesting.
Oh my god!
But I just kept going. Mixing, testing, naming, repeating, until finally, after way too many disasters, I found the one.
What are we making? Oh my god! Wait, what? That's insane! That's crazy. The Banana Man Secret Formula.
Now you might be asking yourself, why name it that? Simple. I'm the Mr. Krabs of Highland Point. I chase the money, protect the formula, and the customers, yeah, they're plankton now. One eye, green and desperate for the recipe. But before this product could hit the streets, there was one more thing I had to do. It was time to set up a 4-piece mixing build inside the storage unit. So let's cover this quickly. Here's what I needed. 4 mixing stations, 2 saves, 8 large shelves, a ton of smaller ones, a packaging station, a brick press, a few lockers, and a couple of workers. 2 handlers and a chemist. The layout's simple. Basically an assembly line. First step, deliveries. Every morning I order 80 of the necessary mixing items and fill one of the saves with the product from my farm. The first handler grabs everything, stocks the shelves, each one representing a step in the process, and adds the product from the safe. From there, the materials move down the line step by step until my second handler picks up the finished product, packages it into bricks of 20, and drops them off for me to collect. Super simple, but you wouldn't believe how fast 80 of each thing disappears. There's also a ton of little shelves on the wall where I can put product from the farm. I can't really show them on the blueprint, so here they are.
Check it out. Mixing station.
And on my way home, the cartel called out, but my shotgun answered.
Bang! Bang! Bang!
Little did they know, that ambush actually helped me. Now I just had to kill one last cartel dealer in suburbia. I killed him and was left with only one more area until I could finally put an end to the Benzies family. While I walked around enjoying the power of my new miracle drug.
Look at these. Oh my god, I'm fucking dying, bro.
I got a call from Uncle Nelson on the payphone.
And it's a well-fortified old place, so attacking them head-on is a death wish. Luckily, there may be another way. Why am I doing this accent?
It's been a long time, so let's see what he has for me.
I say you treat these clowns to a taste of their own medicine. If you could plant a bomb in plant a bomb? What the fuck?
He told me that if I could get a bomb under the cartel mansion, I could take them down in one fell swoop. But there were a few steps before I could pull it off. First, find Sam.
Sam? Sam! Oh, he's green.
And pay him $10,000 to dig a tunnel under the mansion. Next, track down Jerry and trade him for a bottle of highly dangerous chemicals. And finally, bring the chemicals to Stan the Weapon Man so he can assemble the bomb. Obviously, it wasn't that simple. Before Stan would build the bomb, he wanted me to deal with a petty thief who kept stealing his supplies, so I took off to handle it. I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing, so I just murdered a random guy who looked suspicious, and somehow everything worked out. With my new bomb in hand, now I just had to wait for Sam to finish the tunnel.
Yo, is this CSGO? What the fuck?
Before I went back home, I took out another dealer and dealt with the fact that I had so many messages from people begging to meet me, I felt like literally any girl on Tinder. I made a ton of money and ran off to sleep the night away. By the time I woke up, the tunnel was complete. I couldn't contain my excitement. I ran straight to the cartel mansion, ready to finally claim my throne as the king of Highland Point. As I planted the bomb, flashes of everything that got me here ran through my mind. The first chaotic harvest.
Don't mind if I do.
My first deal.
Oh, that's kind of sick, actually. I like that.
All the cartel dealers I've killed.
Hey, Molly, you want to see me kill somebody?
The loss of my RV.
No!
The creations I've made.
Banan.
And every outrageous mistake that somehow worked out.
I need 10 bananas. Stat.
This was the culmination of all the chaos, the grind, and the absolutely ridiculous journey that was mine. Today, it all paid off.
We did it, boys. Let's go.
You look like someone who'd be interested in a bargain.
A bargain?
Yeah.
Why, sure, why not? Are you a salesman?
Right.
Oh. What do you sell?
Banan.
That's kind of a weird thing to be selling.
I'll be honest, I'm pretty disappointed with how long this video ended up taking to finish. My upload schedule clearly isn't the best, but I'm really trying to get these things out a bit faster. This time around, I struggled a lot with motivation to sit down and work, and honestly, that's not really an excuse. There wasn't a real reason for the delay, I just got stuck. The good news is, by the time I'm recording this outro, I'm feeling a lot better and getting back into the groove, so hopefully the next video won't take nearly as long. Thanks so much for your patience. I really do love making these videos, and I hope you enjoy watching them just as much. So as always, thank you for watching, and have a great day.